Hello, everyone. Welcome to our introductory session about flow coaching. It's about really giving you a taste of flow coaching and answering your questions about becoming an ICF certified flow coach, and also our methodology and principles and the certification tracks. Doug will join me in a few minutes. I have a guest. He is going to be late, so apologies for that. But for those of you who don't know who I am Talia Vardar, and I am one of the founders of Flow Coaching Institute. Here he is. Hi, Doug. Can you hear me? Can you see? Yes. Wonderful. And I am a master certified coach, and I'm a psychologist and a therapist, but most of my sessions are about coaching. I've been coaching for 17 years now, and I love it. It was the best career decision of my life to transition into coaching from a corporate background. So, Doug is with me. Doug is a flow coach too, and his knowledge of the content and the curriculum is so fresh. And together we will be answering your questions and hopefully really giving you a taste of what flow coaching is about. Hi, Doug. Welcome.
Thank you. Hi, Mina. Hi, everybody. My name's Doug. As Mina said, I'm a recent graduate from the Flow Coaching.
Talia here. Mina is not here. Talia.
Talia. Sorry, Talia. I was just talking to Mina.
I know you were talking with Mina. Yes, I know that.
Yeah. So, and so I come from a corporate background. I'm a recent graduate and looking forward to hearing what Talia has to say.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I hope that you have something to say too, right?
I do.
Yeah, Doug is a great coach. We are just teasing each other, of course. He's a great coach, and he's here as a fresh student and graduate, almost graduate, right? He's here to answer some of your questions.
Yep. So I did modules 1 through 5 and working on 6 right now for anyone who's interested.
That's nice. So which is level 2 certification track with the ICF, International Coaching.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Doug. So let's start. Can we move on with the slides, please? Can you bring the next slide, please? Thank you. Thank you. So you see a lot of badges and different badges on the screen. Let's start with level 2 certification. What you see is level 2 and level 1 certification badges. Those are certification track with the International Coaching Federation. And all of the flow coaching programs are certified either as level 1 or level 2. And you will also see at the bottom of the slide, you see FCC, FCBC, FCPC, and EXA. Those are badges that you receive when you finish flow coaching programs. FCC stands for Flow Certified Coach. Those of you who finish modules 1 to 5 of the Core Foundations program receive FCC badge. And those of you who finish business coaching program receives FCBC, Flow Certified Business Coach badge. Those of you who finish modules 1 to 6 of level 2 receives FCPC, Flow Certified Professional Coach badge. And those of you who finish the Expressive Arts Coaching program receives Express EXA badge. So just giving you a brief overview of the badges and titles and certification tracks that we offer. Can we bring the next slide, please? So a few before I talk about this special offer, I just remember that maybe tell you a bit about the logistics. So we received some questions from you. We will answer those questions. And also, we don't see you, but you can still interact with us by typing your messages in the chat box and also questions. So you may think about some questions, or you may have some comments. Please interact with us. Please ask your questions. Please type your questions in the chat box. And there is an MC mastering all of this, and he will bring up your questions and we will be able to answer your questions. And if you stay until the end, we have a special offer waiting for you. I hope that you stay until the end. So before we start answering your questions, we would like to tell you a few things about what flow coaching is. And because we receive a lot of questions about what is flow coaching. So we would like to talk about it for about 2-3 minutes. Lisa from Trinidad popping in. Thank you, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Wonderful. So please, next slide. Okay, what is flow? What is a flow experience, right? Flow is an experience, a state of mind where one feels in complete contentment, joy, and some of the people say oneness with themselves, losing track of time while engaging, immersing themselves in an activity that is joyful to them, that is really meaningful to them. And at that moment, when they are immersed in that activity, they feel complete sense of joy, contentment, and oneness. That's the definition of the flow experience. And everyone wants to experience that. Athletes, artists experience that all the time. And not only them, but some of us, like the ordinary people, we also experience flow. When I ask my students, my mentees, coaches, like clients, this question, when was the last time you experienced flow? Everyone knows about it. Everyone has some experience of flow, and which is followed by having a sense of purpose, having an intention, and intentionally, voluntarily putting yourself into an effort onto something that is meaningful to you. It may be some project, it may be some conversations, it may be some piece of art, cooking, anything you can think of. So existentially, we really want to have that experience. We really want to have flow experience. But because the natural state of mind is chaos, most of us don't experience flow like this, right? It's not that easy. So, what are some barriers, like top 5 barriers that keep us away from experiencing flow, experiencing fulfillment, contentment, joy in the present? One thing that comes to my mind is overthinking. The other thing, especially increasingly since the pandemic, is anxiety, increased anxiety, and or staying in the comfort zone, not willing to, not maybe try to experience new things. And the other one is fear of failure. Because of the fear of failure, people refuse to take risks, and they also don't take actions towards expanding their boundaries. And the another one may be apathy. Like apathy means like a person does not have enough interest in life. Dog, do you have any other suggestions about the barriers from your experience?
Yeah, I think things that keep you from being present are really the barriers that you speak of, all the things that you mentioned. Because when you see really good coaches in action, I think one of the hallmark identifying marks is someone who's really able to be present with their client. And if you're not completely present, you're thinking about what it is you're supposed to say and what you're going to say next. And I think that's part of flow. And coming back to it, when I see really accomplished people like yourself, Talia, or some of the other people that have led our classes, watching them in action, you really understand. You see it. You may not know how to do it, but you see it and you appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. It's wonderful. And yeah, these are some barriers, like, and I realize that as I speak with my clients, coaching clients, as I coach, more and more people struggle with staying in the present because of the distractions, or like, the mind is overwhelmed. And learning about the skills and techniques that we teach in the flow program, I think that really helps them equip with some tools to cope, to manage those distractions, and really to discipline the mind. Because, can we move on to the next slide, please? Because when the mind is disciplined, or when we teach our mind to discipline itself, then we experience more flow. And it's not that easy. We need some tools. We need to really learn some techniques and methodologies. Therefore, I always say, when you come to the Flow Coaching Institute, you don't only become a certified coach, you also learn about some life skills that will help you manage your time better, manage your emotions better, like help with emotion regulation, discipline your mind, change your perspective, help you become more solution oriented. So a lot of those things will happen because as you coach others through the methodology, you change too. You really change. You realize that your brain rewires itself. So then, what are some of the foundations of flow coaching? And you see them on the screen, but some of them are like, that positive psychology and the flow model. And you see two faces. One is Carl Rogers, psychologist Carl Rogers. The other one is Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. Carl Rogers was the father of humanistic psychology, and Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi was one of the founders of the science of positive psychology and founder of the flow model. So following their footsteps, and we came up with this methodology in a way that helps you to understand the psychology behind flow, but yet still practical and implementable to many aspects of life, including workplace, including relationships, including emotional realms, including cognitive realms, and so on. Um, so we follow their approaches, and Carl Rogers invented client-centered therapy and solution-focused psychology questions, neuroscience findings about creativity, and solution-focused thinking. And some of our techniques and methods are adopted from expressive therapies, so that we are able to tap into the wisdom of the creative mind, and of course creative questions, because questions and listening are two critical skills in the ICF coaching, and behavioral and cognitive approaches as well, and systems approach. We believe that the change and development of one part of a system puts the whole system in motion. So that's why our approach is very systemic and addresses the whole person. Anything that you would like to add, Doug, or any comments?
Yeah, I came in as a business person, and the kind of some of the benefits I got, learning how to listen properly, because we all think we know how to listen, and it takes a long time to learn how to listen properly. People don't realize that made a huge impact on my business, and it also made an impact on my personal relationships. So I feel like that was one of the skills. Being curious and trying to really understand, is something that you learn through the Flow Institute, and that's something that you learn what questions really get to the heart of the matter. And there's an order of questions that you actually have. So you learn the structure, and then you learn the art through practice. And I think that's really important. That's why flow to me is different than some of the other coaching federations or institutes, is that there is a discipline involved in learning the material and learning the skills, but practicing is really, where the success is. And I think the Flow Institute really emphasized that.
Yeah. Thank you, Doug. Amazing. Next slide, please. So, those of you who are really curious about what coaching is, the formal definition of ICF coaching is that coaching is a thought-provoking partnership that inspires an individual, a person, to maximize their personal and professional potential. So when I give this definition to our students, for me, there are two parts. The first part is coaching, professional coaching, ICF coaching is a thought-provoking partnership. And the second part is to inspire them to maximize their personal and professional potential. So you can do this only if you embrace a neutral, objective, and curious coach presence, where you're able to create this safe place with your clients, with individuals, with teams, with groups, whomever you're coaching, that safe place. And in that safe place, you coach them so that they feel inspired to maximize their personal and professional potential. It's about really creating that awareness between where they are, who they are, their skill set, their resources, their values, their habits, and then helping them envision how they would like to be and what is possible, and then help them close the gap. So there's planning. We're not talking about only abstract dreaming, abstract imaging. We are talking about planning and setting up some tangible actions, measuring success, measuring momentum, and really, if necessary, coming back to the original vision and goal, and making the amendments. So it's really about closing that gap between where the person is and where they can be. So to be able to do that, you really need that trust-based relationship. And it starts with being. It starts with really embracing some principles and some values, because principles and values drive our behaviors, how we behave. So what are those principles then? I'm going to read some of the principles that flow coach embraces, which is part of our mindset, which is part of our state of mind, and also presence. So one principle is that in total we have 15 flow coaching principles. So the person is creative from birth. Creative capacity is existential. And the second one is life is a continuous creative process. And the third one is the person inherently is whole and has all the resources within. And another one is the integrity of mind and body is essential. Whatever happens in one area affects the other. And another one, our memory and imagination use the same neurological pathways. Hence, the two are also equal in our thought processes. And this one I like very much. We can work with both conscious and unconscious awareness simultaneously and be in touch with both of them. And this one is very popular. The next one is very popular. If something is possible in this world, it is possible for me too. The only thing I need to do is to find out how. So these are some of the flow principles that really, when we embrace them, it affects our energy level. It affects the space that we provide when we are coaching our clients. And if these, tell us if these principles resonate with you. Tell us maybe which one resonates with you the most. Because when we teach this in the class, usually 2-3 of them resonate with our students more than the others. But to be very honest, all of them are part of our coaching philosophy and coaching principles. So it's important for us that even if we work in the world of business, even if we coach executives, corporate C-level, or parents, doesn't matter. So we approach individuals as whole beings, and we try to create awareness and alignment between all parts of the self: spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, relational, professional, cultural, you name them. It's important to have that system thinking approach when you see the person as a system, and lead the conversations with that awareness, the coaching becomes very transformative, very transformative. And Doug, you have experience so about this. Would you like to share your experience or your perspective on this?
Yes. First, I wanted to say one thing about coaching. When you started the slide, you talked about the intersection of from the diagram. But I wanted to say that the word coaching gets thrown around so much in my world. And everybody says they're a coach, and who's a manager. Oh, I coach all the time. And the word coaching gets confused with giving advice. And they think that's coaching because our model for coaching is sports, right? We think about those, and we're going to teach somebody something, and that's not what ICF coaching is about. In fact, it's not that at all. And Talia was very strict when we were having our classes. She's like, "You do not give advice. That's not coaching." And she was hard on us for that way, and I'm grateful. And so that actually plays into how I function in my job and my work that I do. In that, I am trying to lead people to the answer, because when you give people the answer, they don't learn. And there are alternatives to that. And it may be necessary to get control. If you're a leader, a manager, an executive like myself, at times, I do have to give the answers. But I look for opportunities to grow people. And the growth that I grow from growing managers comes from the coaching, being curious, asking the right questions, and using the techniques that I've learned in my classes in what I do for a job. But does that kind of answer, Talia, your
Yeah,
thoughts?
I really like that you really brought up the ICF coaching perspective and not giving advice. It's very important because a lot of people think that mentoring or consulting is coaching, or some people think therapy is coaching. So I really like that, because as I said, it's a thought provoking process, and we follow their agenda. We follow the client's agenda. It's very nice. Daphne says, I love the idea of creative as an ever evolving process. Yes, we are constantly creating, and that's one of the principles that, and one of the top principles indeed that, we believe as flow coaches. Thank you, Daphne. And can we please bring the next slide? Maybe, Doug, thank you for bringing me to earth when I just talk about very abstract, concepts. Um, because yes, there is a philosophy, there are principles, but there is also a very tangible structure. You learn a very strong proven structure, and I will just maybe show it to you. You learn to coach through this architecture. We call it as the architecture of a flow coaching session. And what you see on the screen is the 5-step flow coaching methodology. You learn to coach through these, and then once you learn to coach through this, you also uh, develop the ability to coach in alignment with the ICF competencies. And those competencies are such as active listening, creating or evoking awareness, establishing the relationship, powerful questioning. These are some of the ICF competencies. So we teach you a structure that is practical, that is applicable, and that is implementable. And one feedback that we receive or repetitively from our students is that even sometimes, and Doug himself was like that, finished another program or a few other coaching programs. They say, when I came here and I learned about this structure, And before that, I wasn't able to coach, although I finished other coaching programs. Now I coach with ease. I'm able to coach with ease. So that's feedback that we receive repetitively. Hi, Kate. We look forward to see you, Kate. Wonderful. And what you see on the screen is the flow model developed by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. So in his research, I'm not going to dive deep into this because if you come to the program, we will dive deep into the psychology of flow anyways. But a person, according to the flow model, a person experiences flow if they voluntarily immerse themselves in an activity, which may be a project, work project, which may be coaching, like becoming a coach, which may be like, a goal like becoming healthier. So voluntarily immerse themselves in an activity, series of activities to increase their abilities or their change their habits through increasing their abilities, while also developing their abilities to overcome more complex challenges, that which happens simultaneously, which happens with repetition. And so the flow model is a framework. But what we did, I think I'm proud of us, is we turned this abstract framework into an actionable actionable item that starts with the first step of the flow coaching methodology. The first step is about creating awareness, and the second step is about motivation, understanding motivation. And the third one is creative planning. And the fourth one is achievement. And the fifth one is focus. So once you help others, you help people, you help organizations to define the flow, the desired flow experience, which includes a goal, a purpose, intention, vision, mission, actions, and then help them to get there. They experienced increased focus, increased motivation, which is intrinsic motivation, increased energy, physical energy and spiritual energy, increased sense of contentment and fulfillment, increased productivity and accomplishment. So, which is very valuable. And once the person is in the flow channel, together with the help of the coach, they don't experience burnout, anxiety, or boredom or apathy that often. Or if they experience, they already are equipped with some coping skills. They don't go there. They just, move on. Miroslav, hi. Hi, Miroslav. Dog, do you want to say hi?
Hi, Miroslav. Glad to see you.
Yeah, yeah. Can we improve creativity in a team and individuals through the flow state? Absolutely, absolutely. And is maintaining the flow state long-term safe? I think it's safe, but I don't think that you can't just, be in the flow state all the time, because the mind, travels between different emotional states, different, thoughts. However, so when you feel like, you're out of yourself, you're experiencing a lot of stress, which will end up in increased burnout, etc., etc., you are equipped with tools and, understanding to come back to flow state. So if nothing else, it will definitely improve your overall well-being. and your overall health. And we can definitely increase creativity, improve creativity in a team and individuals through the flow state. I mean, if you use the flow model and help them to stay focused on whatever the vision is, whatever the goal is, you can help them improve their creativity, whether a team or individuals. Doug, do you want to say more? Do you have anything to say?
Not much more. I think, I think the flow state's very useful for awareness and realization. So sometimes when you're coaching people, they'll come to a place that they never have come to before, or an idea that they've never come to before. You can call it an epiphany, and you're working on those awareness epiphanies. But pure flow almost implies that there's no structure. So I didn't want to reinforce any ideas that, it doesn't have a structure. You're just going free flow and you're living in, and thinking about this moment in time. I have a cat behind me.
Yeah. Hi, cat.
This is Rocky.
Curious.
Yes. But so that was kind of my comment. That was my comment about that. And I think, I think the flow state, it to define it, it takes you experience it really is best to define it. And sometimes it's hard to articulate. I think you did a good job at the very start, Talia, in talking about what it is. But, it's not just for the person receiving coaching, but it's also for the coach themselves. So you're both being so present with what's happening that, I think that flow state takes you places, but it's not unbridled. It has structure. That's all I wanted to say about it.
Okay, thank you. So, Tony, my question, can you break down the first component for a new possible student? I'm not sure if I understand. The first component means like modules 1 to 5, maybe? Do you understand the question, though? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think he's referring to awareness. So of the 5 stages that you mentioned.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Do you want to talk about it?
Sure. So there's actually, when you do the classes, each one of those sections that Talia spoke of, starting with awareness, has teaching behind it and thoughts. And during awareness, you're learning about what questions to ask to define what it is you're going to talk about. So it may change, which as a more advanced coach, you'll be able to flex with that change, because you come in and you think you know what the problem is, and they're stating, and through your questions and being curious, you're allowing the coachee to evolve their thinking about what the problem is. And so what you end up with isn't necessarily what you started with. And so you're adapting to that awareness, and that awareness goes very deep into what it is that's at the core of the issues you're having. And it might take more than one time to really get through it, but you are then going to hear a lot of things. And then as a coach, you're going to focus in on what what they indicate as the core issue. And that's what you're going to be working with. And I don't know if I did a very good job with that, Talia. I'm finding myself being sort of esoteric and up here.
It's very nice. Awareness is really like the first step of the 5-step flow of coaching method. The STAR model is that awareness is really about helping the person understand what they want and what is important for them and what is a priority for them. And module 1 of the core foundations and the business coaching programs, which I will be talking about soon. Maybe we bring the next slide by keeping like, we bring the next slide. And can we also keep Tony's question on the screen? Thank you. Yeah, so modules 1 to 5, like the first module is about awareness, and the second module is about like the course is divided into the steps of the STAR model. The second module is about motivation. Third module is about creative planning, and the fourth module is about achievement. And then the fifth module is about focus. So in module one, as in also the 5-step methodology, awareness is really about helping the person identify and describe and become aware of what is important for them. And there may be internal factors and external factors to identify that. Like sometimes it's struggles that push us to identify what we need to change. Sometimes it's an inner desire. We want to become something. But we are not able to describe that. So the coach's job is to really create that awareness about both the internal and the external factors and help them identify what is really important to change, what are the struggles that they want to address, what is it that they want to achieve, accomplish, what outcomes are meaningful to accomplish throughout the relationship. So those are the subjects of the awareness component part. Thank you, Tony. So as we maybe speak about, we have more questions, by the way. As we speak about the certification tracks, which is level 2, maybe we also bring, yes, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, how to get your coach certification afterwards. So, Anik and everyone who is listening, there are 2 certification tracks that are identified by the International Coaching Federation. One is the most advanced all-inclusive certification track, which is level 2. Dog is in level 2 certification track. When he finishes module 6, he will get his level 2 certification track. And what do you do with the level 2 certificate? You can become, so there are, one person asked about ACC, PCC, and MCC differences. So I will talk about it right now because it's meaningful. So International Coaching Federation identified 3 different credentials. One is ACC, which stands for Associate Certified Coach. And the other one is PCC, which stands for Professional Certified Coach. It's a more advanced credential. And the last one is an MCC coach, Master Certified Coach. I'm a Master Certified Coach. So with the level 2 certification track, with the level 2 certificate, you can apply for ACC credential, and you can also apply for PCC credential. So it takes you level 2 track, which is the all-inclusive advanced coaching certification track. It takes you all the way up to PCC without being have to complete any further training or mentoring. What is a level 2 certification track? So it covers modules 1 to 6. Modules 1 to 5 is either core foundations or business coaching. And there's an additional module, which is module 6. And it covers all of the mandatory mentoring sessions. And it covers the oral performance evaluation. It covers peer coaching hours and client hours. And at the end of the program, you receive your level 2 certificate. And you skip, we handle, maybe this will be more clear. So we implement your oral performance evaluation on behalf of ICF. You don't have to submit your oral performance evaluation to ICF when you finish level 2. And there's group supervision, mentoring, and also individual mentoring in level 2 program. And when you finish level 2 certification, you also receive a badge from us, and together with the certificate as Flow Certified Professional Coach, so that you can share your success with your network. And let's move on and then maybe receive the other question. Another question. Can you bring the next slide and also the question? Yes. So maybe I answered the question. So thank you, Jorge. Maybe I'm sorry if I pronounce your name not correctly. So yes, the program is online. All of the programs are online and live. Like this, we use Zoom as a platform, and the experience is very engaging and very interactive. I promise you, I guarantee you, you really feel highly supported, and you really feel that faculty members and administration is highly accessible. And so it's really an intimate experience, very nice experience. And the time difference, so our programs are on the website, they're on North American Eastern Standard Time. With Central European time, I think it's 6 hours. So you're 6 hours ahead. So 10 a.m., for example, in Toronto, we are based in Toronto, Canada, is 4 p.m. In Central Europe. Thank you. So the other certification track is Level 1 certificate. And Level 1 certificate takes you to ACC credential. And it gives you in total of 71 coaching certification training hours. And it covers modules 1 to 5 of the core foundations or the business coaching. And it also covers 10 individual mentoring sessions with our PCC and MCC mentors. And it also covers peer coaching and oral performance evaluation at the end. And so when you receive a level 1 certificate, it carries you to ACC credential. So level 2 certificate carries you all the way up to PCC. Level 1 carries you to ACC. Let's bring the next slide and the next question as well. Thank you, Chris, and hi. I'm interested in participating in the full 6-module business coaching, level 1 and level 2. I would like to know more on timing. And is there, I think the question continues. Can you please continue with the question? So these are the dates. Yeah, thank you. So these are the dates of the upcoming cohorts for the core foundations and business coaching program. Maybe, Doug, can you speak about your experience, because you finished business coaching program and you are in module 6, maybe?
Sure. So I will say that, that talking about in person, and I'm going to say teleconferencing, I'm counting that as face-to-face time. It's vital. It's not something that you could just read on the web and do it. You have to have the instruction. That's the first thing I want to say. The second thing I wanted to say is that it's a long period of time. It's not something you could sit down and say, oh, I want to just do this 10 days or 14 days or 20 days right in a row and just be done with the coaching program so I can go start my business. That's also not the way it works. There's time for a reason, and it takes you time to develop the skills. It also takes you time to get the required hours of both paid coaching and free coaching in that you need to get. And that's why it's so long. So it was hard for me to understand that when I first started. So I wanted to comment on that.
Yeah, it takes time. You need to give it a time to really digest the material and also practice. One of the key components of our program is to give you, to enable you and to give you tools to practice, because without practice, there is no good coaching. You can't just develop your coaching skills if you don't practice. So that's why you need some space. And you see the upcoming cohort dates. Unfortunately, since the pandemic, we don't offer any on-site programs anymore. We run our programs through Zoom, but I promise you that the experience is very interactive, very engaging, so much fun, and really intimate. So, I mean, I think it's almost the same with the in-person experience. Yeah, makes these both children nurturing. I look forward to meeting. We all have. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's amazing. Thank you. Amazing. And so I don't have to repeat the cohort times. Can we move on to the next slide? And yeah, these are the upcoming cohorts for Module 6, which starts on October 18. And those of you who are interested in the Expressive Arts Coaching certification that is taught by me, so it starts on October 16. And so can we bring the question? Maybe now we can answer the question. Yeah, basics about ICF, ACC, PCC, and MCC. I think I talked about the basics and what are those. Maybe a few more things. So to apply for the ACC credential, you need to complete 100 coaching experience hours. Like you need to coach people. And they don't have to be, all of them, they don't have to be like paying clients, but some of them need to be paying. But by paying clients, we mean anything, like even a barter counts. And you need to complete modules 1 to 5 with because you need a minimum of 60 core competency training hours by an accredited coaching program organization. And you need to complete 10 mentoring sessions, and they can be group mentoring. Some of them, 70% can be group mentoring, but a minimum 30% need to be individual mentoring with expert mentors, credentialed mentors. And so level 1 certificate takes you to ACC. So when you have a level 1 certificate and when you have 100 coaching experience hours, you can apply for ACC credential. But if you have a level 2 certificate, you can also apply for ACC because level 2 is a more advanced and higher value certificate. So for PCC, you need to complete 500 coaching experience hours. You have a level 2 certificate, then and 500 coaching experience hours, then you can apply for PCC credential with the ICF. The credential applications are done to ICF. Certificates are provided by us. And
Talia,
yeah.
can you? I remember when it was hard when I was first starting the acronyms. Can you tell what the ICF is and what its role is in coaching?
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Thank you. So ICF is International Coaching Federation. It's an organization, international global organization, federation, let's say, that sets the ethics, defines the ethics, principles, and standards of professional coaching, including competencies. And it exists almost everywhere in the world now, and it is recognized globally. And so all of the flow coaching programs are accredited by the ICF, by the International Coaching Federation. And most of the organizations who are looking for coaching these days, they require ICF certification. If you want to work with, let's say, an organized company, they will ask you if you have an ICF, if you finish an ICF certified coaching program. So it's recognized not only globally, but also by the corporate world as well. It almost became like the gold standard. So for the MCC, you need to complete 2,500, minimum of 2,500 coaching experience hours. And I won't even talk about how you apply for MCC, but I hope you all, go for it, aim for it, and get it one day. Become master certified coaches one day. That would just make me very happy. So to learn more about our programs and cohorts, you can visit the website, and also you can email us at info@flowcoachinginstitute.com, or you can call us from our office. We also have a toll-free number. I don't know if we have it here. Or you can go to the website, flowcoachinginstitute.com, and reach out to us. So, what is the difference between fast track core foundations and business coaching? Thank you, Sandy. So, the core foundations program, dives deep into learning about the psychology behind flow. And it is for everyone. We don't position it as a life coaching program because it's not. It's really, it works like this. I'm a therapist, so to become a therapist, first you really need to understand how human psychology works, and then you choose your niche, your area. So it's like Core Foundations program work like that. So you learn to become a very effective, very confident, very competent professional coach, learn about human motivations, learn about coach through different motivation levels, learn about the psychology behind flow, and then learn about how to coach a whole person. Whereas business coaching is for those people who really want to go more like tactical, want to go more strategic, and want to coach people from the world of business, like managers, corporate executives, or like business owners, entrepreneurs, etc. But it doesn't mean that if you finish the Core Foundations program, you can't coach those people. You can still coach those people. It's just some people really are more interested in the business coaching realm than the Core Foundations. Some people really want to dive deep into understanding coaching, humans' motivations and belief systems, etc. So that's the main difference. Yeah. Thank you. So, Tony White from Osho Dog, can you talk about the mentoring one-on-one? Doc, I think this question is to you, addressed to you.
Yeah. So let me see if I understand what you're asking. So coaching is different than mentoring. Let me say that first. And that, I do mentoring, but I make sure it's very distinct from coaching. So there are times when I'm coaching that business leaders, they're asking me very specific things that I happen to know because of different areas of expertise. When I tell them that, that's not coaching. So I save that for another session. I try and make a very distinct demarcation between coaching and mentoring. And I think that is that's what I've been taught. I know some coaching that is out there combines those things, but that's not the way that I was taught or the way you'll learn. So I keep them very distinct. And the coaching to me is where the advice comes in. And that's also where, maybe direction. In my case, when I'm mentoring emerging leaders, I would provide some mentoring, but that's not. It's distinct from coaching. I hope that answers the question. Talia, does that sound like it hits?
I'm not sure. Maybe Tony is inquiring about the mentoring component of the program, like one-on-one mentoring of the program.
Yeah. Like what we did with STEM, you mean?
Yeah, like no, like in module 6, for example, we have one-on-one mentoring, like 3 individual mentoring sessions, one-on-one, And
Oh,
yeah, I think it may be that. Yeah.
okay,
I don't
good.
know if you have started your mentoring sessions, Doc. Have you started your mentoring sessions,
I
one-on-one?
haven't yet. I just finished the, yeah, I'm working on the paid or bartering coaching
Okay.
right now.
Yeah.
And, I am in process of doing that.
Yeah.
Working with someone right now. We're getting ready
Yeah,
to
maybe
do
I answer that. So,
Thank you.
yeah, one-on-one mentor. If this is your question, if we understand your question, right? So, one-on-one mentoring component of both level 1 or level 2 programs is about us as mentors, like experts in ICF coaching, um, helping you hone up your skills and align your skills of coaching and competencies with ICF's standards, helping you refine, helping you improve. We give you feedback. You provide us with a coaching session recording. We listen and we give you feedback about your coaching, and we also show you different ways of coaching in those one-to-one sessions, and you bring your questions to us with some of your experiences about coaching, if this is your question.
I would also say that, Talia, you offered mentoring to me when I submitted my recording. So you submit the recording in the final class in your module 6 of one of your coaching sessions, and then you discuss it in the class in the public forum, and there's feedback offered. And during that time, you receive mentoring and I received mentoring from Talia at that time. And then additionally, I will have 3 more recordings I'm doing that I will have someone like Talia giving me feedback on those sessions that I coach.
That's wonderful. Thank you. So can we, I mean, I'm just aware of the time. Let's move on. And I don't know what's next. Maybe, can we bring the next slide? I think we're at the, thank you. Yes, this is our special offer. So for those of you who haven't enrolled in the program, or maybe just, wanting to move on with module 6 or expressive arts, we offer you a 5% discount. And just remind us that you were here, and tell us what program, which program you choose, and then get your discount. So that's our special offer for you. Thank you, Tony. And yes, so visit our website, write to us, call us. Let's keep in touch. And for now, bye. Thank you for being here. Thank you.